Well, we're very lucky today to have Raymond Evison here visiting the nursery and checking up on your varieties, these wonderful creations.
Yeah, David, really good to see you again. And yeah, well, I don't need to check up on too much. You're doing such a superb job here on growing the plants. And
Thank you.
Look at this Clematis Shimmer. I mean, it's just full of flower, full of bud. So as you can see here, lots and lots of flower buds. We have flowers just opening, but so many buds still to come. So if you look at the flower, the deeper colored flowers are the ones that are the young flowers, and as they mature, or perhaps if I say if they fade gently, then you get this variation in color. But this is really a very good true color of shimmer. Really, I think a very elegant plant with these really dark colored centers, so that contrasts beautifully with the sort of pinky, slightly mauve color. Very difficult color to describe, but a super color for growing with roses. It can grow up into the base of pink roses or yellow roses. It would really look fantastic growing up in the base of yellow roses on an archway or maybe a pergola. And the great thing about these plants is that they start flowering at really only about 18 inches from the base, and will grow up to about 6 feet or so. So the flowers are mostly just below or at eye level, which is really super for the homeowner to walk through an archway and really enjoy these fantastic flowers. But really they're such easy plants to grow. You know, in the springtime people worry about how to prune them. Well, it's very easy. They're chopped down to 6 to 9 inches. Up they come, up to 5-6 feet, and are really covered in flower.
Now that makes it a lot easier for the homeowner. I mean, there's a lot of confusion about pruning.
Exactly, and that's why our development work is so important, that we make the growing of clematis much easier for the homeowner, much more successful for them. And I think certainly we're achieving that very well by all the feedback that we get.
Now, where would you suggest we use this?
Well, this plant, I think it can be grown through a whole range of either wall-trained shrubs, or it can go up the base of a rose. If a rose is going on an archway or a pergola, that's where it will look really nice, because the flowers are not way up at the top. They're really from, as I say, from about 18 inches upwards. So, you know, if you have an archway and you're walking through the archway, if the homeowner's just walking through the archway, then they can really see the flowers at eye level. And this plant really is very good. Shimmer can be grown really in virtually any location, maybe not north facing, but otherwise any location.
And we're here in early summer. It's flowering perfectly now. How long can you expect this to?
Well, certainly that will go on to the heat of your summer here, and then it will rest a little bit, because it perhaps is getting a little too hot. But the important thing with clematis is to keep them well watered, and also with feeding a tomato feed, a rose feed can be used maybe at half strength, but weekly, not just once a month. Weekly feeding will encourage more flowers to come, but don't overdo the feeding when the plant is in flower, otherwise the flowers will go off fairly quickly. But it's really a great plant for flowering well into the summer months.
And why did you call it shimmer?
I think because the color was shimmered in the light. It was very simply that, you know. Sometimes we look at our seas around Guernsey and say they shimmer, and I guess it reminded us of that.